Welcome back. It's Saturday again 11 in the morning after a pretty good breakfast. I didn't sleep that much as yesterday I was doing the full anneal and went home pretty late, and it takes out around 40 minutes to drive one way. So yeah, it's a time suck. But today, without too many rambling, today needs to be a busy day. Today I want to prepare the last batch of Angus blades for hardening, for heat treatment. So I need to drill all the holes to do the contours, clean up the flats and straighten them. Straightening takes a lot of time. So we will take a look at those blades next. And also it would be pretty good if I would start final grinding on these SFKs. As I need to do the cerakoting on those, and they need to be a final ground to the finish, and there is some work still left, and I have 25 of those, so that's a lot of work. And I would like to do the final to finish up the batch of Baltic burnish, where I need to do, I think, what is like 60 big cans, 60 cans of 70 grams per one of Baltic burnish. So that would be quite a lot of oil, I think. Maybe 2 batches, 2 full pots of doing it. So we will see what we can do today, but the Angus blades are the priority. So yeah, without too much rambling, let's go and unpack them from the stainless steel foil bag, and let's see what do we have. Look at this. These are from the full anneal. What we will do next is go and try and straighten them, as there is a very small warp in some of those. So yeah, we'll have to take care of that. And after that I will drill the holes, as when there is a bend, you can drill these holes and they look a little bit different in the other side, and the placement is very crucial for these blades. So yeah, but the colors are so nice. Yeah, let's go. I thought I might give this voiceover thing a try. So you can see I'm currently straightening the blades using my arbor press jig, and I'm using a composite material board to see if every blade is straight. So it takes quite a while to check all of these blades. And here I am doing one of the most tedious parts on making these blades. It's actually drilling the big holes. And as you can see, I'm doing double the work in every blade, as I am drilling from one side and then finishing up from the other. I'm doing that because if you drill all the way through, you create a huge burr on one side, and then all of the other holes become crooked that you are drilling afterwards, or you need to remove the burr. And you can see I'm using Knipex pliers, as this part of the job is really sucky and the grip strength is really required, and your hands get tired really quickly. I'm changing to a much smaller drill bit. It is actually 2.5 millimeters, and you can see I'm trying to hold a knife with my bare hands, but it's also tiring and there are a lot of holes. So I try to hold it with the Knipex pliers, but again, the grip strength is no more there. So I remember that I have some Vice grips, and Vice grips is the way to go. I think I should have used them for the bigger holes too, and my hands wouldn't get tired as quickly. As you can see, for these small holes I use the same strategy of pre-drilling a little bit from one side and then finishing up from the other side, also not to create a burr, as the blade would be crooked and uneven on the 1 to 3 block, and then the holes wouldn't be straight. So yeah, quite a lot of holes to do. I thought it would be nice to change up the angle for the countersinks, and as you can see, they are pretty easy. As I measure the depth, I do one countersink and measure the depth and set the depth on my drill press, and then it's easy peasy lemon squeezy for all of the other countersinks, as I just go to the set depth and just blast through them, as I have a lot of countersinking to do on every blade from both sides. I do the same thing with the big holes chamfering, but I find it even easier and it's less taxing on the grip, so it's pretty easy to hold down the blade when you are chamfering the big holes. And then we go to the grinder, to the small wheel attachment, and I'm just cleaning up all of the profiles and where there are some laser marks left, and try to remove the heat affected zone. And as you can see, only a small part of the belt is worked, and you can see me raising up a little bit by little bit the work rest, so I can use most of this belt as I can. Then I change out the small wheel attachment wheel to even a smaller one, so I can get into all of the small places that I couldn't with the bigger one. After all of that, I quickly go onto my disc sander and clean up the flats and remove any remaining burrs from the profile work or hole drilling, to make them even, flat and nice. Then finally we go back to the small wheel attachment, and now what I'm doing is actually putting a nice 45 chamfer all around the profile of the blade to make it fit into the hand very nicely and to not have any sharp edges. It's very important that I do after the disc sanding, because I know there are no burrs, and if I do disc sanding after now, the chamfers will be smaller than they're supposed to be. So the order of the operations are pretty important in this case. And last but not least, I'm going to this interestingly looking violet Scotch-Brite wheel, where I soften up even more the 45 edges to make them feel very, very smooth. And this gives just the final touch on the ergonomics on this knife, which makes it feel very smooth and very nice in the hand. What a day! I feel beat already, and it's only 5:30, so around 6.5 hours of work. But the standing next to the drill press is really taxing on your feet. Even with these rubber mats that I have, you can really start feeling your heels, your feet. It's a sucky feeling. I need to take breaks more often, and especially standing next to the grinder. As you saw when I am doing the profiling, the grinder is much higher because I prefer to grind when I am sitting. It's much more comfortable, and it's much higher, and I need to stand, and you are totally static in one place for a pretty long time. In the time lapses it seems like a minute or a half of a minute, but yeah, as you can see, 6.5 hours. So I need to take the breaks more often, short breaks, at least move a little bit if I want to make this sustainable or comfortable. It can be sustainable and not comfortable, so yeah, you know. Pretty happy how these turned out. I got all of them, 25, finished up. The last batch of Angus EDC scalpel before the update. So yeah, they will be going the upcoming week to the heat treater, and I hope they will come back the same week. or if not, then I will work on the SF case for the remainder, for the next week and the weekend, but we'll see. I actually skipped one step after the rounding of the spines. I would do sandblasting, and then I would bead blast those to make the texture much smoother, because before heat treatment they are much softer and it's much easier to do that surface finish. And bead blasting looks amazing for me. It's such a creamy smooth finish that is also nice to the touch, a little bit grippy but not too much. But I cannot do that because one of my sandblasting cabinets, the one for the sandblasting, it's not bead blasting, it's contaminated, and it's contaminated with carbon steel, because I was sandblasting these SFKs to do the Cerakoting on them. And yeah, after you sandblast carbon steels, you cannot go back and blast stainless steel, because the cabin itself, it recycles the blasting material. It's sprayed again and again, and you actually get small carbon steel particles inside of the cabinet, and then you blast your stainless steel with those particles, and they get embedded in the stainless steel, and they start to rust, and you get these rusting spots on your stainless steel. The stainless steel itself doesn't rust from them, but it looks terrible. It has these freckles of brown spots all over. So yeah, I need to get my blasting media, and I think I will get that next week, hopefully for Wednesday, for the middle of the week, when I will come to this shop. And I will refill, empty out, just vacuum out the contaminated blasting media and put in fresh one that is sharpened. Yeah, hopefully when these come back, then I will blast those. But yeah, after they are heat treated, it's pretty much harder to do that, and it takes much more time. It's taxing on the compressor because it's running pretty frequently, every minute or so, and also it's a sucky job. Almost everybody that I know hates sandblasting, because there's some dust, there's a lot of noise, and it's pretty hard on your grip, because in one hand you are holding the piece that you are blasting, and in the other one you are holding the gun. I know that you could get some like pedal activated guns, but yeah, that's an upgrade for the future, I think. So yeah, that's about it, I think, for this part. Really love how they came out. Super straight, very nice surface finish, at least with the 100 Rhino wet sandpaper. And it can have some imperfections now, especially in the bevel side, because they will be ground anyways. Yeah, just looking lovely, consistent. The last time I did those, the profiling and everything, was more than a year ago, so I did a huge batch of 100 or 120. But yeah, so for today I think it's over, at least for the video, because I'm very tired, but I want still to do the Baltic Blades burnish, to do more wax, because I need to do more like 60 cans, the big cans of 70 grams of burnish. And I think I will do that off camera, because it's just me standing on the side, mixing it and pouring it. So I think you saw it in my past videos. That's enough. Maybe I'll do a separate video about the Baltic burnish, how you can apply it, how you can use it, the pros and cons of it, why I made it the way I did. But that's in the future. And yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for coming along. See you in the next video. Hopefully do like the subscribe thing, follow me on Instagram, comment whatever. Yeah, please do comment. I don't know, I read comments. And yeah, and like the video. Yeah, so till the next time, I guess.